Whoa, hold up. Boom. There we go. Yeah, let's talk about the Portland Trailblazers, what's going on with them, because I'm very curious on their way ahead, how their future is going to look, especially because I'm moving back into that area. I would love to get season tickets, watch the games, cheer for somebody that I'm familiar with other than just showing up and like, who's that, who are you? Yeah, Dame Lillard requesting a trade. I think as real fans who appreciate the game, we kind of saw that coming. It was coming, especially after the moves that we didn't make, which we should have made, but we didn't, because if for some reason Portland Trailblazers love playing it safe at this point in time, who cares about playing it safe? Let's get aggressive. Like look at the Lakers. They're overly aggressive. Sure, they make mistakes sometimes with their trades, Westbrook, and they find a way to clean it all up. They get the pieces that they need at some point in time, and they manage to make it pretty dang close to getting the chip. I wish we was like that. I wish we had the same drive and tenacity of a championship team. Blazers haven't been like that for a minute. Not for a minute. Just look at it. Like, is Portland desirable? Is it a desirable place to go to? Not after all the crazy riots that have been happening. But in the same breath, it's like, when you're making all that money, you're not living in that neighborhood. So why do you really care? LA has the same exact thing. Different parts of LA, I'm telling you, if you go to different parts of LA, it's not what you think. Even Hollywood is not what you think. That's neither here or there. We're talking about basketball, NBA basketball, Portland Trailblazer basketball. I love the Portland Trailblazers. Always have, probably always will. That's where we're moving back to. Having lived in the East Coast for a hot minute, it's really difficult to watch those games. They come on 7, which means they're here at 10. I can't go to bed till the end of the game, so sometimes past midnight is when I'm going to bed. Mind you, I still have work because those games don't come on when you want them to come on. They come on when they're scheduled to come on. So it could be a Tuesday, and I still have to be worked out on Wednesday. You know the vibe. Getting real deep into this, or like not deep, but just being invested in the organization, there has to be a point of emphasis that maybe it's just the way upper management is, and to include the owner and everybody at the office. Sell the team. It's been about that time when the team needs to be sold. However, it's like, I don't know what is holding Jody Allen back. Nobody knows. I think there was like a clause written that at some point in time, if the team isn't like profitable, or if the team isn't like marketable, it has to be sold. I think we're almost there to where that team should have been sold when Phil Knight put in an offer for the team. Phil would have been so good. Look, Phil would have been so good for that organization, and more importantly for the city, and just as important as anything else, for his brand. Can you imagine the Portland Trailblazers and what they would look like? Yeah, we already have good uniforms as a Blazers. I feel like we got one of the best uniforms. The new ones that they came out last year, fire. The green ones, the all black, the murdered out ones, fire. If you had Nike backing you, just imagine what Phil Knight could have done with an organization that's a professional team. You saw what he did with the Oregon Ducks. He took the Oregon Ducks when they were pretty good. They were pretty decent. They weren't really getting the notoriety that a team like that would get. But then Phil Knight sprinkled that Phil Knight sparkle dust on it and turned it into a Nike flagship, where they came out with different colors that we can't even name or spell anymore. That made the game exciting for those in the Pacific Northwest, and even got to the point where the nation was starting to look at like, yo, what are they gonna wear this time? What are they gonna look like this time? And because of that, and of course you had the innovation of Chip Kelly and his offensive style, which didn't work out in the pros but great for college. Man, them two combined and made that campus really come to life. I wanted that for the Portland Trailblazers. I wanted the same hunger from the ownership that Phil Knight showed in him investing his time, his assets into that Oregon campus. I can only imagine what he would have done for Dame. Dame would have asked for players and whatnot. Uncle Phil would have got those players and whatnot. There would probably been some investigations, because he would have probably been handing out some bigger checks for, shoe deals and whatnot. But that's the name of the game. If you ain't getting caught up in some rubbish, you ain't really trying, are you? Anyways, I just try to imagine the different things that could have worked out. And now we just have Jody Allen, who gets excited for getting what we have and seems to be excited where we're headed. I mean, like, come on. At this point, like, you almost just want Dame to be traded just to let that man be happy. But after seeing all these other teams go after big names and it's all planning out or panning out, you kind of, that is demoralizing to watch. I mean, just look at the Suns. The Suns picked up another guard. They had a Hall of Fame guard and CP3, let him go, traded him. I don't know, they got rid of him, brought in another guard whose potential is a Hall of Fame caliber, put him in that position. They still had the same core guys. They didn't even get rid of DeAndre. Like, keep DeAndre. Let's see what happens with that. And furthermore, Bobo from Magic was let go, or something happened to him. They let him go, cut him. They signed him. Look, the Suns are going after it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. The Suns are going after it. They don't care how much it costs. And I think that's where the Blazers really have a problem. It's like, we care too much for how things are going to cost. The luxury tax. Just pay. You're a billionaire. Pay that luxury tax. Win a chip. You win a chip, players will want to go mess with you. They'll come fly in and do this and that. Make it a celebrity town. Like, Jody Allen just doesn't really know how much influence she would have on a city. And I think that's where she is lacking in her leadership, is that she doesn't know what happens when things are winning. When that team is humming and they are winning, they get a championship. Do you know what sort of like revenue that brings into a team like the Blazers, into the city like Portland? A lot. That's how much. Then again, maybe she's just utilizing good graces and the love for the city that Phil Knight has, because Phil Knight already donated $400 million like in the last 2 years to the city to spruce it up. Maybe she's using that generosity of that man to like cover up the Blazers' imperfections. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's bad leadership right there. That's bad leadership, man. All in all, man, I just wish Dame like the best. A man who gave so much to the team when he didn't have to. Last few years gave so much to Jody, who broke her promise. Like, told Dame, we'll get you what you want. Maybe it sounds like Dame will get you what you. I don't know. Dame will get you what you want. Dame just asked for another player that can take him to the promised land. They signed Jeremy Grant. I think what happened is people got excited that Jeremy Grant was associated with the USA team and thought, hey, like, if you're with the USA team, that means you're really phenomenal. I mean, I think it, like, right, if you look at who's on the USA team now, you might not be saying that, but maybe back then when Kobe and LeBron and Wade was on the team, you would think anybody associated with that core team would have been good, but that's not the case right now. Yeah, we bit the bullet on that. And even worse, right? Even worse, you signed the man to a $160 million contract for, I think it's like 4 to 5 years. I should probably just Google it. Jeremy Grant's contract is $160 million for 5 years. Come on. You're telling me that you can have given that to another player that would contribute more? The problem that I have with Grant is that he is 6'7". We weigh almost the same. He's a foot taller than me, essentially. We need a man who can play big. I mean, like, take up some space and just rough people up. Make people consciously think, I don't want to go in there, and then rough them up, not on purpose. I think to me it's like space claim. Like, this man is imposing, the size is big, I can't go over there whenever I want to, so subconsciously I'm gonna not go over there the way I normally would go at that same repetition that I used to practice with. I'ma ease up. That's what people was thinking when they saw Shaq. I would love to go in there, but there's no way, because if I get hit one time, that's a wrap. I would love to block that shot and put my hand in between that ball, which is held by both hands, in the rim. But nah, I'm gonna save my wrist because I got a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't have that. Nurk is a pretty imposing person, or could be imposing. He's 7 foot something. I think he is 7 foot, 290. Dang, if he like found a gym, got to working out, maybe that 290 is 270, but just rocked out. Yo, pause. He would be a dominant figure if he just played bully ball. And maybe that's why we should go after the likes of Zion Williamson, who's having a real rough go at it, so to speak, with his life. I mean, if you look on Twitter, it's like every other day something's popping up. But Zion Williamson, if you keep Dame, get Zion Williamson, and you have Shaden Sharp at the 3, Simons at the 2, you might have to let go of Simons and package him up with Grant. So then you put Scoot at the 2. All right, here we go. Dame at the 1, Scoot at the 2, Sharp at the 3, Zion at the 4, Nurk at the 5. That would go places. That would be a team that could actually impose their will on people. Sharp is going to be an all-star. Scoot has the ability, but Sharp is going to be an all-star. That dude has more ability than anybody else in the NBA, and I'm talking raw ability. Dude has like a 50-inch vert. Came in at 6'5" from what I heard, because there's a lot of rumors. He kept growing, and now he's like 6'6" or 6'7". Man, can you imagine that? A wing with the explosiveness that he has, with the fluidity in which he can score from mid, inside, outside. He can score from anywhere. Oof, that would open up the floor for Dame. That would space out the block for Nurk. But Zion, who already has a 60% scoring percentage in that block when he's healthy, my God, that would be... Oof. There you go, Jody. There's my recommendation. Do whatever you can. I mean, if you got to trade Simons and Grant and maybe a pick and go get Zion Williamson, do it. Do it. Risk it all. Risk it all. I mean, you've been risking it all this time by not doing whatever it takes to win. Either way, you risk it. Why not just do what everybody else is doing that's winning and go after it? Anyways, that's my ramble. That's my thoughts. I gotta go to bed. Deuces.